Two, one.
Hey guys, it's Coach John from CrossFit Wichita, here with Lisa Perkins from Primal Fit ICT. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you.
Today we're going to be talking about sugar cravings. How do we overcome those? Big deal. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah.
So Lisa, how do we overcome those sugar cravings?
Yeah, so that's a big one. So I guess the first thing that we should tackle is why.
Yeah.
Why do we even care? Sugar is implicated in so many metabolic disorders, not just diabetes, but, the whole metabolic syndrome.
Yeah.
To me, the biggest thing, and especially for your clientele, is it can really impact performance. A little bit of sugar, not a huge deal, especially if you're working out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're having sugar on a regular basis and you're not working out really, really hard, it's going to impact your entire hormonal system. And I'm not just talking like your insulin receptors. I'm talking about your actual sex hormones. It can impact all of it.
Yeah.
So if you've got sugar and your blood sugar is going up and down all the time, you can really lower your testosterone, mess up your estrogen levels for women. It's a really big deal. The other thing, and I know I harp on this a lot, but eating sugar consistently really messes up your mental clarity.
I don't know, I feel like just crap when I eat lots of sugar.
Me too.
Just in general, I
Yep.
feel sluggish and just don't feel good.
Yeah, the problem is, and it activates our dopamine receptors, so we do feel good for about the first 20 minutes.
Well, yeah.
And so we're kind of like that rat in the maze.
Yeah.
They talk about sugar being kind of as addictive as cocaine
Yeah.
because it's activating the same receptors.
Gotta have some more tweaking already.
Yeah,
Yep,
you
20
really
minutes
do.
later.
And when you get that blood sugar roller coaster, as soon as that blood sugar comes back down, you're immediately going to crave more.
Yeah.
So you're not having those consistent, calm, kind of elevated energy levels that you'll get when you keep sugar low in your diet. So that's really why. I mean, there's a lot of other reasons. It's implicated in aging faster, your skin health, your gut microbiome. You can be feeding the bad bacteria and not the good bacteria. So there's all kinds of reasons. So we won't go into all that. But so many people struggle with sugar cravings, and I'll tell you, this was my big bugaboo. And that's a scientific term.
Okay,
so
great.
You have to look that one up.
Excellent.
Yeah, it really was. This was the hardest thing for me to get past. And so concrete strategies. We're not going to talk about kind of nebulous, vague scientific theories. What are some real strategies? Really, the biggest one, and I don't say this lightly because it's hard, is to retrain your taste buds. This is where I'm a huge proponent of a whole foods diet, really focusing on healthy fats and proteins, lots of low glycemic vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, that kind of thing. Getting sugar out for a week or so, it is phenomenal how you start to actually taste what real food tastes like. I'd forgotten that vegetables could really taste good. I really had Brussels sprouts taste sweet to me now.
Yeah.
And that never, I used to eat so much sugar that I couldn't even taste that stuff. So it's really important to kind of go through that week-long clean out process. And I'm not gonna lie, if you've been eating a lot of sugar, it doesn't feel great. But I'm going to go through some things that are going to help kind of mitigate those side effects.
Yeah, and I think real quick, just to equate that to those of us working out all the time, is if you ever take like a week to 2 weeks off of working out, or maybe you've taken a long time from working out, that first week back in the gym is like, it's so hard to get back into the gym at all. And when you're finally here, you just feel terrible. Like you just get thrashed the next day. You feel, really sore. But when you're working out consistently, like maybe 2-3 weeks later, it's like you feel like you missed out by not going to the gym. You don't feel good not going to the gym. The paradigm shifts almost.
Absolutely.
It's really strange.
Absolutely.
But for me now, if I don't work out during the day, I get all cranky.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's the same thing with
Absolutely.
eating.
Well, it's interesting because we are such a sugar burning culture. We have sugar really throughout the day, and it's hidden in things like cereal and oatmeals and stuff that you don't consider. It's not like a candy bar necessarily. So it's really kind of hidden sugars in lots of things that we're eating. The problem with that is that our cells start to rely on that glycogen as fuel. What we have to do is go through the retraining process to retrain our cells to be able to use fat, both dietary fat and our own stored body fat, as energy. So the cool part, once you build this metabolic machinery, and it does not take that long to use fat for fuel, you have it forever. Even if you start eating sugar again a little bit, it's called metabolic flexibility. And you can kind of switch easily back and forth. So say, for example, after you've built that machinery, then you have a big bowl of oatmeal for breakfast.
Not as big of a deal.
It's not as big of a deal. You're not going to crash like you would have. You're going to be able to tap into those fat stores as soon as that sugar wears off. So there's so many advantages to really getting the sugar down.
Cool.
So concrete strategies. Going back to the last video that we did, talking about how to align our actions with our goals, we really need to think about our big why. So in that moment, it's that 3 o'clock slump, we're wanting to go to the vending machine. You maybe want a talisman of some sort, whether it's a bracelet, whether it's a pebble in your pocket, that you attach to that big, deep why. Why am I doing this? Instead of just acting impulsively. And sometimes I know that I used to almost go unconscious in those moments where it was like, I wasn't acting consciously as I reached for that sugar treat or whatever that was in the break room at work or whatever. It was like my brain wanted it. There was no pause.
The sugar demons took over.
Totally. It was like, I don't know, it was just like zombie apocalypse or something. It was the weirdest thing. So really stopping and pausing for a second and thinking about that big why. So that's a big one. Stop, relax, take a deep breath, and if nothing else, even if you're still planning on going and indulging, wait 5 or 10 minutes. A lot of times when we're having a sugar craving, and I know for myself this was true, it was when I was frustrated, when I was stressed, when I was bored.
When I wanted to procrastinate on homework.
Exactly. And then just that little niggling thing, it's like, oh, I just want sugar. I just want that instant dopamine hit, that gratification.
Right.
So number 4, and this is kind of goes in tandem with number 3, is go for a short walk. So even if you're at the office, everybody can go out and just like walk around for 2 or 3 minutes.
Right.
Just break the chain between the craving and grabbing that piece of sugar. So the 5th one would be, if you really, really, really want something, even after you've gone for a walk, taking a deep breath, focused on your big why, you still really want something, indulge in something that's kind of a moderate indulgence. And I would say like a square of 85% dark chocolate. So I always have those on hand. If I really want something, and again, I've retrained my taste buds, so that tastes really sweet to me.
Right.
And that there's lots of polyphenols in there, so you're actually getting some health benefits, but that assuages my sugar cravings.
Emergency rations.
Absolutely. And it's nice if you do have something with you in your purse or in your pocket or whatever, hopefully not melting, but that you have a go-to thing. So the 6th one, and this is huge, don't have this stuff in your house.
Or close to you in the office.
Or close to you in the office. I mean, seriously, like, really there's about 100% chance that if you've got it near you, eventually you're going to have a weak moment and you're going to eat it. So telling yourself a story that you're just having it there for the kids, or you just brought it in for your coworkers, you're just really making life hard for yourself.
I can't have anything within arm's distance of me.
No, it just, I mean,
you can't have anything on your desk. It'll be gone.
Not to be cavalier about this comparison, that it would be somewhat akin to an alcoholic having a cupboard full of alcohol.
Right.
No, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So clean it out. Get rid of it. Healthier alternatives. So there are things like paleo treats. You can have like a trail mix, a nut mix, something like that. Something that's just a healthier version. Again, this is not something you want to do every day if you've got a health goal.
Right.
People come to me all the time and say, well, I've been doing paleo for a month and I haven't lost any weight. Well, what paleo have you been doing?
How many nuts
paleo brownies?
How many nuts and fruits have you been eating?
I mean,
whole bags of
the
trail
funniest
mix.
one was like paleo tiramisu. It's like, that's awesome, but it's still a treat. So you have to remember it's still a treat, but it is a healthier option. So number 8, and this is one we talked about in the last video, eyes on your own plate. If other people are having an indulgence, just remember what your goals are. Remember what you're trying to achieve. That visualization that we talked about, you're really visualizing what you're going to feel like when you achieve your goals. Don't worry about what everybody else is having. Doesn't matter. You are responsible for you, right? Okay. Number 9, this is the only kind of biohacky, sciencey one that I have on here, but L-glutamine has been shown in a lot of studies to be an amino acid that can really help kind of calm down the brain and mitigate those sugar cravings. So Julia Ross, in her book called The Mood Cure, she talks about, I think her recommendation is to take 500 milligrams of L-glutamine 3 to 4 times a day. to help with those sugar cravings. Ben Greenfield from Ben Greenfield Fitness, he also is an advocate of L-glutamine, but also says that kind of an amino acid, like a complete formula,
so
it
like
works
just
as
the
well.
regular branch chain formula.
Not the branch chain, because that doesn't have
glutamine
L-glutamine
is the
in it.
one that usually buy separately helps you with recovery. Is usually
Absolutely.
what it's focused on.
Absolutely.
Okay. That stuff does work pretty well for recovery.
Yeah,
actually.
it does. It has all kinds of purposes, but dissolving a capsule under your tongue, waiting 10 minutes, and then just see if that really helped, because sometimes it really is kind of a brain anxiety issue.
That's pretty interesting.
So the last one, I'm going back to number one on this one because I think it's so important. Retrain your taste buds.
Yeah.
Out of all of these things can really help kind of hack your sugar cravings, but until you retrain your taste buds, it's going to be that monkey on your back forever. And I mean, I am the perfect case study on this because I was just a sugar junkie for so many years, and coming through the other side, holy cow, I will never go back.
Yeah.
I just feel so much better. So
Yep.
So those are some concrete tips, and I hope that was helpful, and let us know if you have any questions.
Excellent points. All right. Thanks, guys.